Hey, what's up? My name's Alex Gardner.
Hello, class, and I'm Parker Greenfield.
And what are you guys talking about today?
We're talking about substitution effect, income effect, and then we threw in some inferior and normal goods.
Yeah, we threw in a lot of stuff, dude. Like, it's just like kind of like an informational thing.
We definitely did. We got some graphs to show you what different prices do to these different goods.
Oh, well, dude, I'd like to thank our, what is this? We gotta thank our sponsorship, Lipton, Red Bull. They do a great job of giving people wings. Sunkiss, you guys see that? Yeah. Got it. Good Sense, and this is just like liquor ice.
Yeah, so
it's awesome stuff.
Without further ado, we're just gonna hop into this video.
Yeah, let's just hop into it.
Yep, that's what I just said. All right.
Yeah, let's go,
Thanks.
dude. Thank you.
Well, good evening, class. Tonight I'm going to talk about normal goods and inferior goods, okay? So with normal goods, if Alex should stop laughing so I could do this.
Sorry, guys.
As income increases, the quantity is going to increase. Okay, this is going to be your name brand items. This is going to be your premium items that you're going to want to run out and buy when you have money in your pocket. And they contrast from inferior goods because as income increases, the quantity of those is going to decrease. So when I get my money from mowing lawns, I'm not going to run out and buy inferior goods. I'm going to run out and buy normal goods. I'll give you examples of each. So inferior goods are going to be your great value. They're going to be your off-brand, like the Frosted Corn Flakes, while your normal goods are going to be your Frosted Flakes, going to be your good cereal. Okay, so how this relates, normal goods and substitution effect. I'm sure you've already read it by now because I've been talking a little bit. But more of a good is bought with substitution effect and normal goods, just when you have more money. And inferior goods are going to be bought if it's cheaper, so they're just going to be a substitute for normal goods if you have less money.
Good evening, everyone. So we've been out pretty late. As you can see, our marker is drying up because we've been working for a long time. The crickets are chirping and the frogs are ribbiting out there in the forest. But we are still looking at the substitution effect. So to jump right into this, substitution effect with normal goods. More of a good is bought because it is relatively cheaper as compared to other substitutes. The substitution effect can also relate to inferior goods because the good is cheaper, so more is purchased. Good evening, Vietnam! Today we're going to look at income effect. Income effect is kind of a funny thing because it relates to normal goods and inferior goods. So the way it relates to normal goods is when more is bought because there's an increase in the purchasing power, which increases consumption. Now, this relates to inferior goods because less inferior goods bought in favor of preferred substitutes when real income rises. So if you look at this all makes perfect sense, which is really great because we all understand it, right?
All right, so we're going to go over complementary and substitute goods and then see how they relate with the graphs. I drew some examples. So complementary goods are products that go together. So like here, peanut butter and jelly. So if the price increases on peanut butter, the quantity is going to go down, but also the quantity is going to go down with jelly too because it's its complement, even though the price doesn't change with jelly. Substitute, say the price increases with Gatorade, Powerade, the quantity is going to increase even though there's not a price change with Powerade. And of course, the quantity would decrease with Gatorade if the price is increasing. So looking at the graphs.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight, I'm going to be doing a real-life example of the substitution effect. So let's say the price of Little George here increases, then as a consumer, I'm going to look for a substitute. So thinking of other substitutes that would replace little George here. I'm thinking Barack, maybe Donald. But you know what? Let's give George a chance and see what he's got to say.
We cannot let terrorists and rogue nations hold this nation hostile or hold our allies hostile.
We cannot do that.